I want to turn to ABC News senior transportation correspondent David Curley, because you heard the reference to the Lion Air crash. Do we know enough yet to make all of these connections about what went wrong here, David?
Oh, I don't think we can make a connection between the two, but we know a lot about the Lion Air crash because a lot of that data has been released and information. We have not gotten a final report on the cause, but it's clear from experts who have looked at the data that in that earlier crash, there was a maintenance problem. They put on a new sensor. They didn't put it on correctly. They didn't calibrate it. So that sensor sent bad data to the computer, and the computer said, oh, this aircraft's stalling, and so it put it in a nose down. And the pilots were fighting against it. There is a new system in the MAX 8 that actually holds it down. All they needed to do was shut off the autopilot and fly the aircraft, and they didn't do it. So that one will probably come down to a maintenance and pilot error issue. The significant similarities between these two crashes, it was shortly after takeoff. Both of these MAX 8s had flight control issues. The little bit of data that we have from the Ethiopian crash is that it's pretty clear that after the 8:30 takeoff with 157 folks on board, that the aircraft started what's called porpoising. This had a problem with vertical airspeed. It was going up and down according to the data. The pilot said they wanted to come back to the tower. They never were able to turn around. The plane really only got about 1,200 feet, 1,000 feet off the ground, and 6 minutes in, the data stops and the aircraft crashes. And Aaron, from the picture you showed and from what you saw from John on the scene, you can tell this is a very compact debris field. This plane came down nearly nose first, or whatever part of it. I mean, it was straight down into the ground because you see that deep crater that they're having to go through to try and find some of the debris. But the biggest news in all of this is that they have found the two black boxes, Aaron.
So we'll get some answers. And you also heard John reference the Chinese grounding this particular model of plane from their skies. The American carriers prepared to do anything similar?
So we talked to all three of them that fly the MAX 8 here in the United States. That is Southwest, United, and American. And all three of the airlines told us they're confident in the safety of this aircraft. There are 72 flying here in the U.S. right now, 350 worldwide, and they have a back order of 4,600. This is the best-selling jetliner ever. This is the latest derivative of it. It has upgrades, new technology. So the real question here with two of these planes crashing, is there something inherently wrong with this brand new aircraft? Is there something that caused both of these accidents? Because both pilots in both incidents were dealing with flight control issues, could be completely different. As already mentioned, Lion Air looks like pilot error and bad maintenance, and we don't have a lot of clues on this one so far.
Our senior transportation correspondent David Curley for us from Washington. David, our thanks to you as he continues to follow this.